The big 1000 was completely done.
Have you slept with a father and son at the same time?
Yes. Yeah.
Just gross. Gross. 1,000 men in 12 hours asking effectively little children, right? 17, 18-year-olds, whatever.
And there's one in Australia called Schoolies, which is a high volume of sort of 18-year-old people.
Bonnie Blue, an OnlyFans model, has sparked global outrage after claiming to have broken a world record by sleeping with 1.57 men in just 12 hours. Her controversial stunt, framed as an act of empowerment, has ignited heated debates about morality, societal values, and the dangerous pursuit of online fame. This shocking event exposes the darker side of social media, where extreme behavior is rewarded at the expense of personal integrity and mental well-being. The viral story of Bonnie Blue, an OnlyFans model who claims to have broken a world record by sleeping with 357 men in just 12 hours, has sparked intense debate and widespread criticism. Bonnie, whose real name is Tia Billinger, hails from Derbyshire and once worked a traditional office job before transitioning to a career in adult entertainment.
Why did you start all of this?
Yeah. I just wanted a better life. I used to work an office job, 9 to 5, sit in rush hour, get given 20 days annual leave. And for a while I'd accepted that. I was like, okay, this is what life is. This is as good as it can get. And then, when you start looking back on life thinking, am I going to get, when I'm in a care home and think, wow, I should have done something more. I shouldn't have cared about people's judgment. So I thought, no, I want to change that. I don't want to be scared what people are going to think about me. And I want to get freedom.
So how do you jump from, I just want a better life to, I know, I'll do that, because that doesn't spring to mind for me.
100%. So I'd relocated to Australia at the time, had 2 years off. And then when it came to going back into an office, I was like, definitely not. Like, it's just not going to make me happy. So I started off camming online. So, just interacting with men, over a webcam. And I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed the interaction. It boosted my confidence. And I was having, I enjoyed pleasuring them. I enjoyed, having pleasure myself as well. So then it quickly escalated to OnlyFans, because in my eyes, if I was making content anyway to put on this, can work website, I thought I might as well use a more established website like OnlyFans.
So you started OnlyFans?
Yes.
And it was just normal, just a few interactions here and there.
Seeking financial freedom and independence, she began as a webcam model and eventually moved to OnlyFans, where she gained significant attention for her explicit content. However, her latest stunt to break a controversial viral record has ignited global discussions about morality, mental health, and the consequences of pursuing fame at any cost.
Bonnie Blue, and 1,000 men is so many men that she had to put out a flyer. At 1,000 men, you need metal detectors and airport security.
Police! Help! Police! Help!
Oh, and Karen, just a reminder, it's not just your son's I'll happily pleasure. It's also your husband that you've neglected. I just wondered, I can't see it on the menu, but where do I get the 5 guys from? The 5 guys. I didn't know if it was like a special room or you can take me out back.
No, I don't think that's happening.
What about after your shift? I'd want to give you, a good rating.
I'm a Christian man and I'm saving myself from marriage.
I'm asking for what's on the menu, that's all.
Genuinely, I feel like I'm doing it right now. I can hand you a menu if you want.
Are you on it?
No, I'm not.
Oh, that's a shame.
Where is your dad? Where is your mom? Where is your family?
That young man just saved himself a trip to the clinic. Making videos on TikTok, saying egregious things during interviews, and doing these types of challenges is a new way that OnlyFans girls are trying to promote their platform.
Bonnie's claim to have surpassed the previous record set by adult film actress Lisa Sparks in 2004, who reportedly slept with 19 men in 24 hours, has been met with shock and disgust, unlike Sparks's professionally organized event within the adult film industry. Bonnie framed her attentat as a bold and iconic act of empowerment. She justified her participation as a form of sexual freedom and education, suggesting that she was helping men explore their preferences in a consensual setting. However, this rationale has not been well received and has drawn heavy criticism for normalizing harmful and exploitative behavior.
Now we've got another one. A new OnlyFans skank has entered the arena to battle it out for degenerate douche of the day, or the year, I guess. I don't know. The name is Bonnie Blue. And just gross. 1,000 men in 12 hours. Which I think if someone's done the mathematics, it's something like 40 seconds per bloke. Some nonsense like that. I thought what we'd do, though, is take a look at, well, who she is and how embarrassing she is. This is all for attention. She craves it. She yearns for it, but it is embarrassing. So here, this came about not too long ago. She was in a Five Guys, right? She was in a Five Guys sexually harassing the worker, and it is sexual harassment.
Critics argue that Bonnie's actions can modify intimacy and turned deeply personal acts into public spectacles for profit and fame. Her portrayal of this extreme event as educational has been widely condemned as disingenuous and dangerous. It raises ethical questions about how far individuals are willing to go for online attention and financial success. The notion that this event could serve as a lesson in consent and pleasure seems more like a thin veil over the reality of exploitation and objectification. Yes, that includes what she's dubbed the barely legal, barely breathing, and the husbands.
Spend 2 minutes with me alone or double it and pass it to your friend.
2 minutes for me or 4 minutes for you guys? I think it's 2 minutes for myself. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah,
might be worth it. 2 minutes, let's go.
What are you going to do to me in 2 minutes?
We'll have a bit of fun, you know. We'll see what we can do.
Okay, do you have your ID with you?
You know I don't need ID.
No, you do need ID.
Oh my god.
Okay, did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah, very fun. Quite wholesome, to be fair.
Quite wholesome.
Not what you would expect. Better, plus more.
So it was a good thing that I'm not what you expect.
Yeah, it was a pleasant surprise.
And how long did you last?
Oh my god.
The bold phrasing has unsurprisingly ruffled feathers online, but Bonnie is no stranger to controversy. She's previously faced backlash for openly promoting relationships with barely legal 18-year-olds and even encouraging men to cheat on their wives. Despite the criticism, her unconventional career continues to thrive, with reports suggesting she earns up to a staggering £750,000 a month through her explicit OnlyFans content. The logistics of the event were disturbing in themselves. Bonnie detailed how participants were organized in rotating groups of 5, with one man observing while others took part. This mechanical transactional system stripped any semblance of personal connection, turning the entire experience into a soulless performance.
This is what my face looks like after taking 1,000 men less than 12 hours ago. I told you girls, taking fluids for moisturizer was good for your skin.
The big 1,000 was completely done. So it started off, I'll give you a bit of an overview. I was after to start with, it was just like, the room was absolutely full. Then we did groups of 5, like one after the other of 5s. I wanted to give people more time, so then it went down to like one-on-ones, didn't it? So like one person would watch whilst I was with somebody, and then it would literally just be like a rotating circle like that.
You had 1,000 men's inside of you today.
Yeah.
What hurts more, your mouth or your...
Probably down there a little bit. I don't need a wheelchair, like I am fine. Just feels like I've had a heavy day in the bedroom, which is exactly what I've had. I think if it had continued how it did for the first sort of 3-4 hours, I would have struggled.
Let's get a round of applause in the room, people.
Health concerns have also been raised regarding the physical and psychological toll this event could have taken on Bonnie and the men involved, in the risk of sexually transmitted infections. Physical injury and emotional trauma cannot be understated. Reducing intimate acts to timed interactions averaging just 41 seconds per person not only dehumanizes the experience, but also trivializes the very real health risks associated with such behavior.
It reflects the spiritual collapse of our society, where the act of making love, once delayed until the wedding night, is now an everyday marketable commodity. This intimate exchange, and once the expression of love, or at least lust, is now a joyless transaction. I was reading in the paper today of a new word, snowmanning. Have you heard that word, snowmanning? It is a syndrome in which women are intimate with a guy only for him to cut off all contact the next day, so-called melting away like a snowman. And this is progress, is it? Also, with regard to this story about this young woman, there are some practicalities here. I don't want to think of the injuries that she has inflicted on her own body, not to mention the risk of sexually transmitted diseases, with the likes of chlamydia and even the medieval malady of gonorrhea on the increase.
Adding fuel to the fire, Bonnie publicly commented that her skin appeared to look better after the event, implying that the experience somehow contributed to her physical well-being. Such remarks have been criticized for trivializing the situation and promoting harmful ideas about self-care and self-worth. This flippant attitude toward the consequences of her actions highlights the extent to which online fame and financial gain have been prioritized over personal well-being and societal norms.
The other tragedy of this story is the messaging that lies underneath it. Lily Phillips, this young woman, can wreck her own life if she must. But this vomit-inducing stunt will be seen by millions around the world. It will amplify misogyny, with men once again seeing women as worthless pieces of meat to be consumed for their own fleeting pleasure. And it will tell girls around the world that this is all they and their body are worth. Western society has lost its values, has lost its decency, has lost its moral compass. And it's hard to take that line.
Yeah, this is a biblical level of degeneracy. This level of degeneracy was only seen in Sodom and Gomorrah. When her 15 minutes of fame are up, I hope she made a lot of money, because she's going to be stuck with a lot of bodies, and she better pray that she don't get stuck with the gift that keeps on giving. Make sure you give your daughter a hug so she don't turn out like this lady. I mean, I don't even have anything else to say.
The public backlash was swift and fierce. Social media platforms were flooded with criticism, with many questioning what kind of message Bonnie's actions send to young women. Critics argued that this stunt glamorizes self-exploitation and encourages others to believe that extreme behavior is an acceptable path to success. The men who participated were also scrutinized, with many questioning what would drive so many individuals to engage in something so degrading and harmful.
This is the kind of caliber of female we're working with here. This is the aftermath of it. That is exactly what it looks like, by the way, guys. A bunch of tissue paper, paper towels, used Johnno's rubbers, and all of their packets. Even he looks ashamed to be there. Ugh, can you imagine the smell? Ugh. Jesus. It really is disgusting. This is the individual. There'll be some simps furiously typing down below in the comments now going, "She's so beautiful, what are you talking about? You're just jealous that you weren't one of those 1,000 men." No, mate, no, I'm not. I can assure you I'm not jealous. That.
Bonnie's history of controversy only deepened public outrage. She has previously faced backlash for promoting relationships with barely legal 18-year-olds and encouraging men to cheat on their wives.
The wall is going to hit this woman. Like, mega. This is what she's, like, known for. Hanging around universities, asking effectively little children, right? 17, 18-year-olds, whatever. Children. They don't know their arsehole from their ear holes. Asking them to go and do her, and then film it. Literally, as it says there. That's what she's known for. Hilariously, here's a story. Bonnie was previously married to her childhood sweetheart, Oliver Davidson. The pair wed in 2022 before moving to the Gold Coast of Australia shortly afterwards. And then she abandoned her job and was like, "I'm just going to be a prawn star." And she claims her then husband supported her decision, however the pair have since broken up. No guy that is worth anything would support a woman doing this that they're with. No, literally no one.
So where does that go from a couple of interactions to, I'm going to sleep with 158 men or however many it was in a few weeks?
So it started off, obviously I realised I was posting these videos pretending I'm having an amazing time. And that's false. And it was fake. And it was fake storylines. I'd, be dressed up, or they was pre-scripted. And also you discuss consent, what you enjoy, what you don't enjoy, all off camera. And if you're switching positions, that's all edited out. So I was like, I'm posting these videos and it's not either relatable and it's also in a way fake, because that is not how it happened, on the day. So it's like I want my content to be more relatable and realistic to people and also educational.
So when was your first decision to have so many people at such a short space of time?
So I started going to events like Freshers, Spring Break, and there's one in Australia called Schoolies, which is a high volume of sort of 18-year-old people in, you know, I guess a small time frame. So I was like, if I could go and sleep with as many people as I could, not only do I educate those I sleep with, but also I get a video that can educate the wider audience. And obviously I can monetize off that. So it's when I sleep with students, or barely legal, as I've said and the media have said, it shows me discussing consent with them. It shows me saying to them, this is what I enjoy, this is what I don't enjoy. And it also gives them an opportunity to tell me what they like. And sort of, I guess, use me as a guinea pig. Trial what you like and what you want to do. So when you go to the next person, you know exactly how to pleasure them and, you know, how to receive pleasure as well.
Attempt to organize a similar event in Australia during the country's Schoolies celebrations was blocked when authorities cancelled her visa, citing concerns over her intent to perform paid work, which violated her visa terms. These past actions suggest a consistent pattern of pushing moral and legal boundaries for attention.
As she hit 1,000, there were still 57 left in the queue who Bonnie wanted to pleasure before ending the 12-hour day. Boy. Comments posted in response to her latest TikTok videos include how embarrassing, why would anyone do this, and sad that men would want to do that too, all for fame and money. Last November, she planned to fly to Australia for a free sex marathon with teenage school leavers. In exchange, they had to consent to her posting the content online. How is she not a pedophile? But her 12-month visitor visa was canceled by the country's Department of Home Affairs because she had voiced plans to undertake paid work, illegal under the visa's condition. Blue, who says she used precautions to ensure the young men were aged over 18, had completed a similar marathon sex session stunt in the first weekend of Schoolies celebrations in Surfers Paradise, Eastern Australia, 2023. Bruh. After her latest Australian plan was rebutted.
This incident also brings into question the role of digital platforms in moderating harmful content. While OnlyFans and similar sites profit immensely from creators like Bonnie, they must also grapple with the ethical responsibility of curbing content that promotes dangerous behavior. The lack of regulation and oversight on these platforms allows for the proliferation of increasingly extreme and exploitative content in the name of profit.
Did not need longer than 2 minutes once you got to it. Oh my God.
Brother, what's that? Have you slept with a father and son at the same time?
Yes, yeah. I think that's brilliant. Like, to have that much of a good relationship with your son, or, you know, for the son to have that much of a good connection with their dad, I think it's fantastic. Too many people, especially 18-year-olds, I know when I was at school, would argue with their dads or wouldn't have a good relationship with them. I think to have that much of a good relationship that you can come with your dad to sleep with me is fantastic.
Yeah, see, this is where it's either you and me are on a completely different page, or it's just generations, because I think the father needs his head kicked in for that.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I know you think that, but I think that is one of the most outrageous things I've ever heard, and he needs his check-in.
The dad is just a guy himself, and if he wants to be pleasured and have fun in the bedroom, he deserves that as well. So
with his son.
Yeah, so I think why not? If you've got a good connection.
Nuts.
Apparently, she did a mini interview after sleeping with 1,000 men.
Ultimately, Bonnie Blue's story forces society to confront uncomfortable truths about the pursuit of fame, the objectification of women, and the erosion of societal values. Her actions have sparked necessary conversations about personal responsibility, societal standards, and the influence of social media on modern behavior. This controversy highlights the need for greater awareness and education about the long-term consequences of chasing viral fame and the importance of setting ethical boundaries in the digital age.
I have my young men. I had them. This is something I learned. I give them all, let's say 10 different guys, 10 young men. I give one some Cheetos, Doritos, plain chips, salt and vinegar, whatever. I give 10 different guys those chips. I show those young girls how this is who they are. I give them a glass of water. And I say, this is y'all purity right here as young women. And those young men, while they got them chips, I tell them chew it, but do everything you can not to swallow. And I hand them that glass. All them young men spit in it as the glass get passed down. And I show my young women, this is exactly what's going to happen to your purity when you go around and you do these things with these men. Ladies and gentlemen, They don't tell you what happens when you do things like this. They do not tell you what happens. That is absolutely disgusting that someone would want to do. This is what happens to folks when you get involved in YouTube and you doing it for the likes and for the money and for the hearts, for the attention.
As conversations continue around this event, it is crucial for society to critically examine the cultural forces that encourage and reward such behavior. The Bonnie Blue story is a cautionary tale that challenges us to reflect on the true cost of internet fame and the need to prioritize personal integrity, mental health, and ethical responsibility in an increasingly connected world.
So, what do you think?
Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more updates, and hit that bell so you never miss a thing.